So currently, there are those traveling and one lost, and mortals at home amongst the world. I think we'll start with just a little bit of a lens that we can focus into what is happening as one mortal prays to not just one god, but all gods and deities up there. With her head down, she is taking in moments from the top of the tower. She is seeing things that most mortals wouldn't be able to weigh on their shoulders. Sometimes it's in third person, sometimes it's in first. It's how dreams come to you in strings and ballads and weird comic style sketches that make you feel too much sometimes. As this deeply tanned, short-eared elf leans her head down on the dais and says, "It's okay. I can shoulder the burden. I can be the memory that we need. My father Kreskel has taught me very well." She cries a little. As she closes her eyes, she hears voices. "Do you hear it? Sal'Terra remembers everything, even in the agony of dying. We five were her hands, her thorns, her breath. We stood in her garden. This is our last garden, as it weeps beneath the weight of our gods forgetting. The air trembled. We called and she did not come. I could taste iron rot where there should have been honey and moss. The roots beneath my feet shuddered like veins filled with venom. That thing, Ikaru's whispers came from every leaf, every sigh of the wind, a voice promising infinity at the cost of form. None other fought but us five. We fought. Talon drove his blade into the soil, offering himself to the tree that might drink life once more. I saw the roots answer him. I saw them feed on him. He smiled when they pierced his chest and thought pain were a kind of prayer. Sarah sang until her voice broke. Her hymn summoned spirits of light that burned like stars, only to be swallowed by the darkness and promises that Ikaru spat. Bran shattered the tendrils that reached through the heartwood until his arms turned to stone and crumbled where he knelt, and Mira cast the last seeds into her storm. For only one heartbeat that grove bloomed again, golden flowers bright enough to blind the despair. Then ash, it's always ash. And me, I looked upon myself and said, all things must return. And then I pressed my staff to the tree's roots and poured myself into it. My body unraveled into light, into soil, into memory, and the corruption flinched from myself. Even Ikaru recoiled. For a moment, I had done it. I knew that if I stopped now, the silence would win. And if I stopped now, Shu will be forgotten in this grove. But nothing will be forgotten in this grove. Us five will never have been but an echo of children screaming beneath a god's dream. So I let it take me. I let Ikaru's endless hunger find my heart and let me fall into his mania and break upon it like a wave. But know this, even in madness, even in nothingness, I shall speak my mother's voice and know her name forever. Goddess, my nature, I will not let you go. And tears fall from this woman's face as she looks up and sees one more speck of darkness just kind of reach out and take part of what is the heartwood below the Temple of All. Kreskel is looking at the doors as these two giant doors open and greet what is now a small black cat and a larger. Are you in your orc form or your dragon form there?
Orc form. Orc form.
A larger orc, but still an orc. With this gentleman in rags and tatters a little bit, but still, Kreskel welcomes to Blueback with open arms. And from the side, his daughter watches. And before she can put her head back down to find another spot that is slowly being taken, Kreskel waves for her to please attend this moment. Before they realize that her legs don't work. This has taken too much from her, and she needs to be helped over to a chair. Blue would walk over and lift her and carry her. Fireman style, I guess you'd call it, where it's like on his shoulder, but like up like a little bit. And so like her legs are able to stretch out. And then he would put her in the chair higher up above them and sit below where everything is and ask if there's anything he can do to help heal her. And almost ignoring it, Kreskel would gesture back to everybody and say, to Blue, you were supposed to bring the gods back to us. I do not mean to offend either of you two that are here. You come in the form of a cat and a broken orc.
Broken? Is that what you see from this form? Would you come down here and test it?
No. It's not that I mean to test, or my words. I always thought of the gods coming in glory. The only two deities that ever come and stand before me are the mother herself, or the god of the sun, Atmos.
I come as a man to speak to men, hoping that by being humble I could incur patience. He says as scales start to shimmer across his body and his form starts to grow. I come asking for your help when my siblings are in trouble. As his form grows larger and wings spread, and as his neck elongates down and fangs shape themselves as heat radiates off of his body. The essence of fire, his face now in Kreskel's as he speaks to him. Is this more to your liking?
It is what I have come to expect when meeting with you all. That is all.
I am not here to play games, mortal.
An orc and a cat came through a door with a man that I have just met a week ago, telling me the world was going to fall apart, and unravel it has. The only other deities I've ever met have only come in grandeur, greatness, and forces of nature. I just have to make sure I know who I'm speaking to. That is all. And then from the side, you would hear Death say, I am a cat.
See, Draktar's head tilts a little bit as like a small, like, yeah, he is a cat. Like, just a silent acknowledgement.
It like scratches its face a little bit and kind of does a little twirl around and then sits down. But still, test me as you will. I'm The one who ascended this throne, not you.
Your compatriot says he has a plan to push us away so that the threat that is here may also be pushed away.
Blue stands up. It is a plan. It is not exactly mine. It's just mine to protect. And he walks up with the jar of dirt / vase that he's been holding.
And inherited will is still a will, young one, especially those forced on men not prepared for them.
All right. Well, yes, then it is my plan, because it's one that will work. It is one that I take grave meaning and I know the weight of. It is one that I would burden the weight of. And he would look forward and say, Kreskel, you've known me very short time. But I think that in that short time, I have shown you my worth, and the things that I have said come true. We need to push all of the magic and deities from our world away and lock them beyond starlight. And we need to then seek recourse of how to get them back without the Boundless being able to fester. And this shows how. And he puts the urn, the jar, the vase down that has a clear written, very complicated ritual on it that gestures for each god to create a tether between them and a mortal, and for that mortal to become their champion, their voice, and their last remaining drop of their own life on this world, while they step away and become sealed outside of time and space and reach. But when that happens, their ability to dictate, or their ability to feel worship, or anything for that matter, will be receded from them. They will be stuck, formless and mindless, outside of a void that is just a nothing. It'll feel like a snap in time if they are to come back. But if not, there's no afterlife. There's nothing left for them. They will just be stuck like in a painting. And it describes this duality of a problem. Because the concept is, once they are stuck there, so is Ikaru, or the Boundless. But once the Boundless are there, not only does this world lose its magic for a time until it can primordially create it again, like a world creating its blood cells again. But there's no knowing whether or not the mortals will be able to figure out a way to bring them back. And there's also no telling what the side effects of a world like that will have. What will happen without the deities there to protect the mortals from the hells and the demons and such things like that? Will they even survive that side of things? Next to Kreskel, there is another man who is here today. He is in full armor. He looks like robed in these beautiful red and like violet robes. And he kind of watches down. He has shrewder eyes than Kreskel's. And his hair is like this dark, like auburn, like almost like the inside of wood, almost. And he looks over. He watched Drakthar do his thing. He didn't really flinch at it. He's in his mind. He's seen dragons before. You can hear his mind speak because he's one of your followers. And he would just. The gods are here to protect us mortals. Why is this such a incursion? Is this such an event that you all are scared? Is that what we are here for? I am one of your most devoted followers. My name is Crimson. I am a king that forged an empire in your name.
Like a mother that guards babe, it would be foolish of any of us to see a threat to us and expect you to be able to put it away without the preparation or time necessary to do so. Through my many years of existence, I have seen what you mortals are capable of. The small sparks that spread amongst all of you like wildfire from person to person, generation to generation, to breed beautiful things. You all need that time. And should we not be sealed away, you will not have it. Other gods would hear me speak now and speak of cowardice or lack of trying, but there can be no courage without fear. There is something that we should be afraid of. To deny that would be nothing but hubris. I fear that this is something that I cannot protect my followers from, nor my siblings. I cannot protect them from this entity. And more than that, I cannot protect them from themselves. So I will protect what I can. Many see me not just as a god of the forge or creation, but one who fights battles, but I do not fight unwilling battles, and I do not pick losing sides. Today, you all are my winning card, not my siblings, not myself.
There's I'm gonna go to the others, but there's this interruption as the woman regains her feet and she interrupts you speaking. But we'll come back to her doing that as we go to Baylor and what do we call you, Mother Nature and Brother Nature? No, but Baylor and Mother Nature, who are, I believe, are launching a hunt to find Ikaru, or at least try and locate how he moves or where he is, where it is at the time. But that comes with a little bit of a caveat, as currently, it is moving through many places, but it has your sister in tow. And so there is this just a very interesting note of Alex. I guess the Blood Rose. If you would go ahead and roll me a your choice reaction roll. And if you could describe why you chose that thing to try and find your way through the infinite void that is Ikaru's mania, to ground yourself through this just unthinkable void of impossibilities.
Well, it's not the first time that she has found herself in a sticky situation. It might have be one of the most perilous, but I think that she is so confident in who she is, everything that she provides, everything that she does. She 100% is monologuing to herself, though, and I definitely want to convey this. In the purpose of, man, how is the best it's so much cooler than this, but like in Emperor's New Groove, when Kronk does his own theme music, it's like so much cooler than that, though. So she is keeping her mental sanity by talking about how awesome she is. It's like, you help millions of people find love every single year. You have helped so many people get revenge on their terrible ex-boyfriends. You are fabulous. Every surface loves you. You are the blood rose. You will get out of this shit. So I'm gonna do two things. I will be rolling on, I could choose either one. I'm gonna roll on instinct, because she is going to rely on not just the senses around her, but her sense of self, to keep herself grounded. And because she is just such a badass bitch, in addition to, on this part of my role, I have the notorious ability. As I'm leveraging my notoriety to get what I want in this situation, I get to add a +10. So,
Jesus.
because I'm a boss ass bitch. So, let's do this. Well, it's a 26 on fear.
Okay. Very good. We'll come
I'm
back.
a boss, but I'm scared, and that's okay.
That's, hey, that, you know what? Draktar's over here talking all about how you have to have fear to be a badass. So here we go.
I'm just living the dream.
You can feel movement around you. You understand that you are being brought away from your sister, from Zalvarez's body, place, being. It's hard to explain Zalvarez in any way, shape, or form to anything, but the idea that you're being separated as this thing moves, as you can feel this. The one thing that you do know that you hear beyond anything else is the shaking of all these quills as it makes its way through and into the mortal realm and outside of the mortal realm, almost like it's skipping, not to the backstage because it can't get there personally, but it does somehow weasel its way through and around. It's almost like it folds paths and makes one section to another in this weird teleportation style, like wormholing through things. It almost reminds you of the Underfather in a very in a creepier way, which is weird to say about the Underfather, let's say. And then you can hear the name Leora, which you know very well because she's one of your followers. That her name is the loudest in your mind. Leora the Crimson Veil. She's always been one of the leading purveyors of your faith, almost, which has been wonderful for you because what a boss ass bitch, right? And you start to hear her speak in the background. Mother of Thorns, please guide me. Let me prune what is false. Let me bleed for you, your bloom and your bloom alone. And her prayer kind of faints because Ikaru doesn't allow you to answer back. And she can find you almost always. And you can hear this like laughter beyond the shaking of his quills. But we're gonna come back to you because we'll have a couple more of these rolls. Mother Nature, Baylor, tell me, how does your hunt begin?
Right. So first off, Baylor is never calling her older sister anything. But so you know that thing that you do when I don't want to be found, but you insist on finding me?
Mm-hmm.
I think we could use that.
Well, for one, you're not that difficult to find. Do you mean the one where all the slimy things come up out of the earth and find things?
Yeah, that one.
I don't see why not. They enjoy a good hunt for death and decay and compost. And I want to kneel down and touch the ground and use nature's tongue to talk to the worms.
Ooh,
All the worms.
All the worms.
all the worms. And what about those the little tiny bug things that you?
You know, I call them spider mites, but they're not really spiders.
I don't know. I don't like them.
You know, a lot of my followers don't either. I think they hurt.
All right.
And then while she's doing that, I want to let out like a howl. And the idea behind it is that kind of like an echolocation type of thing where I kind of get an idea of just what's solid, what's like maybe I should say like what's alive, what's like a tree versus something that feels like a really icky Ikaru.
All right. Okay. All right. Okay. We'll do the howl second. Because I immediately know what I want to do with that.
Okay.
This worm thing. Let's go ahead. Let's do it. What are we asking the worms?
I would like to ask the worms and the spider mites to find the source of promises without payment, gifts without exchange, and happiness while being afraid.
You've done this only a couple times because you know the backlash of what you're about to do. Opening your mind up to every single entity like this, even for a deity, is a lot to take in. This is what omnipotence feels like to be stressed. This is a test of your worship in a way that even on a good day is hard to focus. But with willpower and a little bit of grace from the mother, you're going to be able to do it. After all, like you said, you've done it only a couple times. But as you open your mind up, you hear, shh, Joey, shut up. She's talking to me again. I'm telling you, it's the mother. As you hear a million voices like the worms they are speak back to you. You said, what? I'm sorry. I don't mean to ask you to repeat yourself. Moms, I would never do that. But I want to make sure I get all the details just right for you.
You're looking for a thing that is wanting to make people happy before it convinces them to kill each other.
Hear that? Happiness, but bad happiness. What else?
I would like to know where it is.
Oh, yeah, we could do that. Hold on a second. Can it rain, though? I really miss all the rain.
All the rain. I will get right on that.
Love you, Ma. All right. Come on, guys. And then you hear the whole world shakes just slightly. I will need a reaction roll of your choice from you, please. Got it. Goddess Mother Nature. Against Ikaru's difficulty to see if you can find him.
Okay. Since I'm not sure if that counts, I'm going to use my experience 1 foot in the roses, 1 foot on the landmine to add a +3 and make it a 23 with hope.
Okay. Currently, I have 7 fear.
Rude.
I'm going to spend 1 of my fear. And I'm going to push back. And there's a moment where you can feel this thing slowly reach up through the voices that are speaking back to you. And you can feel it's almost like that moment when you are sitting alone and you realize, oh, wow, I might be getting sick, because you can feel that weird tickle in your throat. This is what this feels like to a deity for the first time ever. You've never felt a mortal sickness before. But now, just for once, this is how it feels. And I would like you to re-roll your roll.
My reaction roll?
Yes.
Okay. What did I use? I used presence. Bullshit. I know that's not going to be high enough because my gut tells me so. So I'm going to spend up. What are we calling it? We're calling it favor, something like that. But it's a
Your
hope.
worship?
Yes, one of those. I'm going to spend one of those to find out who you are and do it on purpose to make it a 19 on fear.
The on fear doesn't matter. I can't gain fear after a reaction roll. Very nice. 19 is not high enough, which is fine, but these voices come back flooding in all of a sudden. We can give you places he was. Like this place over here, and it floods you with this vision of orcs just by the drove dying because they are excitedly going into battle, but with family members, with the people across the fire from them. Like, this is a frenzied battle that breaks out amongst their own tribes, and they're pulling their own kind apart, but excitedly, because war is a way for them to give back to themselves. This is a self-worship, self-mutilating, self-destructive act. And you can feel the happiness and sadness and desecration and emptiness in every push, every kill, every ounce of slaughter. It's creating a more and more empty world. And behind it, you can just hear the quills shaking.
As I'm got my fingers in the dirt, I'm sitting there and I kind of whisper, "What's the point of killing the followers?"
Baylor's gonna look over. What's that? Is everything okay?
It's giving them what they want without an exchange, but then they kill each other.
What does he gain from their death?
He's more likely to starve himself out than continue existence. That's like eating
Sorry.
That's like eating the whole harvest before winter hits.
Maybe we need to go back and talk to the cat. Because that doesn't make sense. What does he gain from killing all of the people, the humans?
There's just nobody. No people, no nature, no gods. There's nothing.
Nothing. Unless he wants nothing. Maybe this is... Still just don't feel like there's enough information.
Okay.
Or you can release your fingers from the ground.
Mm-hmm.
You hear a voice far off. And it's, wait, Ma! Ba!
Such loud children.
Like, loud. Just waiting for you to answer.
Yes.
I know we didn't find what you want, but I definitely know where Baylor is right now.
Really? Where is he at? Because, like, I don't think he's ever won a round of hide and seek in our entire lives.
I know. I still know. You told me that if I keep an eye on him, that it'll always be wet and gushy where I live. And let me tell you, I know where he's at, Ma.
Where's he at?
He like 12 feet to your left.
And she is dead looking at Baylor as she asks this worm where he is.
That's actually him.
I know. For a hunter, he's awfully loud.
Yeah. That's him. I never leave his side. That's him.
I will make sure it rains today.
Fantastic.
I'm gonna pull my hands out of the dirt and just like...
There's But and
I guess I'll
All
set my
right,
hand
so I
back.
still want to do the howl.
Do the howl.
But I'm thinking it's more like one of those like high pitched, and so most things can't really hear it. Right? It's on a different level.
okay. You didn't let your worm finish. I want to remind you that.
I
Okay.
put my hand back on the ground, but we'll get to it after the howl, because like conversationally, I feel like the howl would happen over top of it.
No, yeah, 100%. As this howl goes out, it is like echolocation. It's like one of the greatest. It calls all of the hunt to succession. It's the moon calling all of the predators out at night. It's the crash of waves telling those in the coral that it is time to hide. It is that hushing run of water that tells bears where to go to catch their food. This is every sound that makes prey run. This is that twig snap in the middle of the forest that makes a deer flee into the road, knowing that it's probably going to die there as well. This is the flight side of fight or flight happening at once all across Sal'Terra and bringing back to you in a reverb that only you could ever take in. This is the call of horns to war. And you just feel it. It makes your body, it is the essence of what adrenaline was created from the very first drop. And beyond it, you can just see everything as if you are some idiot wearing a Daredevil outfit in the comics. This is wonderful. But yet, what comes with it are these beings that burn the brightest in your mind. These are your followers that understand what this moment was. And while they can't see you because you are moving beyond their means, behind the scenes as we would, these 5 stand up, these 6 stand up, these 10 stand up amongst the greatest hunters, amongst the greatest of the prey. They don't have to be humanoid. Some of them are wolves themselves. Some of them might be a simple bat that is the greatest at killing the bugs in its area. So one might be a woodpecker that just happens to have the biggest stomach in the world for its own. These are your hunters that you can never even describe to others, but these are the greatest of their kind. These are the things that make hunting what it is. Among them, actual mortals, orcs, Dracoa, these other large, and then, of course, the dwarves and the half-foots as well. You can't let them out, but the point is, as they stand up, they look towards you. And in prayer, you can hear them answer you. Baelor, whatever it is you're hunting, we can help. Just call the hunt, and by the thrill, we will find it. All they're waiting for is the wanted poster to go out. But if you do that, that means that you are openly telling your followers to find Ikaru. And that is all of your mortals standing up and saying, we are now on a hunt for this being. So the question is, do you utilize your mortals, the greatest of your champions, whether they are the little bat or the great wolf, Or do you tell them to stand down? This is your personal hunt. If you'd like a moment to decide that, I have another roll that Alex needs to make.
Yeah, I definitely need a moment.
Very cool. You see, in Daggerheart, guys, we don't have death saving throws, which is fun. But I found out a new way to do that, which is what me and Alex are doing currently. We're making death saving throws to see if she can stay alive long enough for y'all to follow her, find her. So, our blood rose. You hear this, Leora. You hear her pray to you, and you want to reach out to her. This is somebody who is in grave need because, let's face it, Leora's always in grave need as your follower's passion overfills and overpours her own cup. Then you start to hear your voice answer her back. Not your voice. There's a shaking behind it. Leora, 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 as it gets your voice down just perfect. They said in 1,000 whispering voices back, "You've always been beautiful. But, my dear, look in the mirror. I could make you perfect." And it takes some of her cuts away from her face. It takes some of the sag away from under her eye. And in her mirror, she sees the smile that is Ikaru as it spins slightly to her left. She stumbles back and says, "You are not her. You are not my goddess." She hisses at him. Vines laugh and they immediately attack him. They strike him. Ikaru bleeds. I will remove 1 more HP from Ikaru's sheet. There's applause as all of the laughing blood, as the blooms of these red flowers all clap for her. Leora, the crimson veil. The air thickens, petals feel like slow burning snow as she tries to call on to you again because she needs you in this moment because she is scared. But she has caught something that she knows shouldn't have been using your tone. But then there's a murmur and she clutches her chest and she can feel her heart beginning to slow. This is an old elf. This is somebody at the last of her being, using the last of her mana to hold Ikaru still. And the more he shakes, the more her heart begins to release. And blood fills her nose and her eyes and her mouth. And she drinks it in gradually, saying, "I will hold him here as long as I can for you. Goddess, I need you, please. This is my last moment, and I will go quietly, but I will go knowing that I held this pretender for you." And Ikaru smiles and says, "You love to worship her. I can feel it. Stop holding me, and I'll give you a life unending for you to worship her forever." You can find, she can find solace in knowing that her name will be at the end of your tongue until time itself stops. And it shows you this glass wall, and there's a crack in it. And now you can roll whatever you'd like to either try and hold yourself here or break the wall to call out to her. But you have to choose one.
Ooh. We're gonna break that shit. In order to do that, I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna roll on presence because this is instead a roll for she's performing now because her performance is the art of war. She's pissed. So she gathers up all of her strength. And she's gonna put I'm rolling on presence, but in the sense it would be like an attack roll for her floating blade shards. And that's how it looks.
Very cool.
Because I missed a box last time, let's just make sure I can't do anything else. I'm also rolling with the intention of intimidating Ikaru as I break this. She's very this is you mess with her followers, you mess with her. And with dread visage, I get advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That is a 29 on hope.
So Dread Visage is a spell. And normally
It's my ancestry.
Oh. I thought it was a spell.
It's part of
Hang on.
No. Oh, I know better than that.
Well, anyway, I rolled a nat 1 for my counterspell, whether it was or not. I put the thing in there for fun.
Dread Visage is a Infernus feature.
See, I thought that was the spell. I'm getting that mixed with the spell you do, Voice of Dread. I thought she was using that with the attack to do the thing. Okay. No.
No, this is coming from all of her being. So I grabbed that from her ancestry because she is torn away to a very vulnerable side of her because she understands what's going on.
Yeah. No, beautiful. I'm sorry. What did you roll again?
29 on hope.
Very good. So you use this to shatter this moment, to call out to your follower. What would you say to your follower as she passes on?
My, look at you. You are everything that I could have hoped and dreamed to carry on the legacy of love, of passion, of embrace. In these final moments, there's nothing more that I could have hoped for you and wanted for you, but safe travels in your next life. Please understand, you have chosen a path of truth and love and vengeance. You have always been and will always be the most beautiful creature. Do not let any of his candied words sway from your importance. Blessed be in your next life through your strength and your beauty and your love.
Smiles. She drinks it in deep. This is her goddess coming to her in her last moment, and she uses that like a way to push out just the last dying moment. And she looks at this thing that is unlike anything she could ever begin to imagine. this twisting, long, voidless creature that has this smile that promises the world every desire she ever wanted is in its hand, reaching out. But your voice is the thing that steadies and directs her. She drops. She lets all of her bracelets fall off first. And she lets her tears come and flow. And the blood soak out of her nose and her mouth. She becomes dry because she doesn't have any more voices to give at this moment, but she knows what she can give, one last thing to you, so that all may remember. And she takes the vines and she pulls them back to her. It rips through part of Ikaru's quills, and it takes but just a chunk of him with it, and it brings it straight forward into her own face, and she impales her eyes on it. And she smiles, because if she can't see him, she can't be promised. And she tells you that I don't have to look upon him to know that you are the truth. And she will just fall. And Ikaru will be stuck here for a moment as this howl hits him and reverberates. And there is a moment where, Baylor, you can find him in the Garden of the Blood Rose. You know where this is. It's the largest shrine outside of the Shrine of All to your sister. You have been there many times for a party that you were invited to that you did not want to attend, but somehow were coaxed into it because at the end of the day, you would enjoy them. But getting there is always the hard part. You don't like it. It takes a little bit much. It's a long, slow road of just endless things that want to talk to you. It's like taking the bus before a large rave.
Sounds like a nightmare to me, the player.
So you feel that. I would also like to go back to and just set up a moment real quick, if you don't mind.
Okay.
Because Baylor, you feel this. Actually, no, I have to let Baylor decide something first before I completely ruin somebody else's day. Baylor, please explain where you found your Ikaru.
Can all the gods hear me, or it's like specifically?
This is just you and Mother Nature.
Okay. Yeah, I thought so.
Oh, I'm sorry. And the Underfather, who is currently with you guys.
Oh yeah.
As the Skeda guy is like,
I forgot he was
so where are we
with
going,
us.
guys? Are we doing something? She's talking to these roots. That's awesome. And you howled? I can't do that. I have 1 million rats, though. I can send them out to find things. Do you want me to sniff them out? Billion. It just whispers the word billions afterwards.
He's definitely going to be like, hold that thought. And then Baylor's going to describe, right, this the path to get to the Blood Rose Garden in the most worst way possible, right? Just that long stretch of road where everybody, I swear, just wants to talk to you, and you just you're just trying to get there. I don't know why she always invites me to those parties.
Nobody ever talks to me. Well, these guys do. Just 1 million rats all at once.
He's gonna be like, what do you call that place?
The garden.
Yeah. That's it. The Blood Rose one again. That long path. Just he's there.
Oh,
You don't just come out of the flowers?
Is that a thing? That's not what she told me.
They're at the large shrine of Moshar.
Should
It overlooks the nicest beach in all of Sal'Terra.
should we just flood her garden with rats?
I can make trillions of them. I can make one rat for every star in every sky.
Marivelle might be upset.
He like hisses. Fuck that bitch. I can make some of them stand up and talk. Watch. He snaps. One of the rats turns into a sketa and goes, I don't know what to say. And just screaming.
Breathe. Less screaming, more breathing. Do it with me.
It's a lot more. There's a lot more to my voice here. His voice finds place.
Okay. But
It looks
from
as
the
terrified as it looks around.
from the howl though, right? Like him, but also like the environment, the nature. How do we get him there fast enough? Like, how far are we from where we are to?
You're a thought. You're behind the scene. If you would like to be there, you're there.
I was actually thinking about the million rats.
They are me.
Oh, even better.
It shakes its head and all of them kind of shudder. If a rat could be the end of a rattlesnake's tail, it's all of these things going at once.
Right. Yes. Okay.
I will show you our might. You will see the Underfather's flash.
Bet. Okay, since I found him, I say we take everybody and we're there.
The Underfather looks down at all of his people and he says, "Today we need more than 4 feet. We need 2 hands and bite and no more of this. Fuck trees." And you see all the rats become sketa at once. And they just wave into nothingness. Like just a wave of endless rats become just nothingness. And you can see this giant hole rip in reality where now you can see Ikaru bound to these roses and its eyes ripped out, and this elf up in this thing, like almost like martyred to him, and this scene of just blood, and just millions of rats begin to pour into this scene.
Oh, I'm crying.
Yes. And like I feel like Baylor would yell, "Hey girl!" Like we just like, this is it. You know?
Okay.
Like we just reached that. We're gonna kill this thing.
I want to do a moment by moment thing, because you have your hands back in the ground to talk to your worm, right? Okay. I want to do this back and forth, moment to moment. This big hole rips open. These rats are already going to fight this thing. Baylor is screaming Ikaru, and in the background, I would like to go back to Drakthar, who's talking to Crimson and Kreskel, and they are having this scene, and this girl stands up and she says, it's not about being scared or anything else. It's about making sure that you're remembered. If we can make sure that there's still a tether here, then we can always work together and figure out a way to bring them back. Without the Son Father, without the Lord above us, I would never have these visions. I've seen things that I should not have to bear upon my shoulders, but I keep them because if I can remember all of it, then we'll know that there's a way back. And the cat jumps up on the table and says, we can always make that part of the contract. We'll write up a big contract. We'll decide on heralds. And we'll make sure that you all have a long enough lifespan to find us again. I know people who can write the contract. And with their signatures, with our signatures, with everybody's blood on the contract, it's a one-for-all situation, an all-for-one situation. We all need this type of thing. The doors slam open as Baylor walks forth. Your hands are in the ground. And you hear your buddy again say, see, I know where where Baylor is. I'm telling you, he's right there, like 14 feet to the left of you. Now he's a little bit further. I'm sorry, Ma. He's walking a little bit further away now. But he's screaming. He's screaming. That's the real Baylor, I'm telling you. Because the other Baylor, that's not the real one. Is wrong. Because you told me to stay with Baylor. So I always stay with him. Actually, he doesn't know it. Most of the time, I live on his doggy's fur, and I pat around after him. But he doesn't need to know that. And you look at this worm, and this particular worm is the first worms that get into dogs. But anyway, and he goes, but you had to make a creature so you could keep track of Baylor. But anyway, but he goes, I'm not with that other one. I don't know who he is. Charlatans. And as that happens, this other Baylor walks in and says abruptly, pushes because Drakthar, I think you're still in your huge form.
Yeah.
Pushes your face and he goes, why a lizard? And goes, are these the mortals that think they know better than the others?
You've come to change your mind.
I've come to hear things out.
Drakthar nods, and his head kind of shifts to the side, and then in a flash of movement, Drakthar goes to bite him. As Drakthar goes, you are not my brother. Because I believe in this moment, Drakthar knows, and I think I've been planning for this, is that Drakthar knows and riles up Baylor on purpose. Because there's always this constant rivalry. And I think there's a little bit of everyone in Drakthar, especially this is me playing into his Seraph class, is that he is the only god with prayer dice because he honors his siblings. There's a little bit of him in all of them, and he carries a little bit of them within himself. And for Baylor to say he's going to hunt something and then walk away from it does not line up.
You go to bite and you find a spear through your nose. And you see this thing wash away, this look, and you realize it is a large... I mean, there are orcs that have lived. But the longer their life is, the larger the orc. And this is a giant amongst giants. And his spear catches you. The bones are made of something that you don't recognize. But the top is a large, very sheen quill as it catches your nose. And he smiles. And he says, you know, I really thought that would work. I'm not going to lie. In fact, I have no reason to lie in this denizen of liars. this place of faith, this last act. I hope my son Bogrim is doing better than I here. I am the Grimspur. And he shatters your nose a little bit. And I would need you to roll a strength reaction roll.
Fantastic. Result of this or not, because of Drakthar's elemental incarnation, he takes 1d10 of magic damage whenever he deals damage to me.
Yep.
Which will just be, I don't
I'm
know
going
if
to
it's
tell you
gonna
a
do
fun
anything.
secret.
I don't know if it'll do anything, but it's a thing.
We're going to learn a very fun secret very fast, in that this orc is immune to magic.
Fantastic. That is knowledge to be known. And then
Yep.
for this, you know what? We'll spend a worship. I don't feel like this is the perfect time to add one of Drakthar's experiences. Before creation comes destruction.
Yeah.
That is a 21 on hope.
Very cool. Because it's on hope, it fails. Because you are in a hopeless moment. As he shatters the quill into your nose and pulls back, and then takes the bottom half of his spear and launches it at this cat on this table. And as he does that, he looks up at you and goes to put his hand on your mouth. And he says, you know, there was a time when my people worshipped you with every breath of the morning air. And at the end of those breaths, Baelor's name was sang praise, for the hunt had to come after we created. And every day was the same. But now, I get to hunt you. This thing comes and gives me the only thing I want, and all I said was the greatest hunt there ever could be. I am the first and last of my kind, and I am going to make sure that you gods feel my name. Even if it's not in this age, it'll be the rest. The Grimspur shall always live on. That is my promise. And
the blood, Drakthar starts laughing.
I think that he would lean over and actually kiss you. Like, he would kiss the bottom of your chin where the blade like broke off. As it's going tumbling towards this cat, the cat turns and Tablu is in front of him and takes the shot to the neck and just watches as this thing cleaves through his neck. And Tablu kind of like makes this like long lasting like spit of blood, and he turns and says, "It's okay. I'm the last of the Mountain Mother's voice, and I don't need my own to speak her name. Just memories to scream to the void." And he kind of like stands there, and this little cat looks up at him, and Mr. Socks goes, "But if you're my champion, then you could live, and we could do your plan. They need you. But you have to choose to let her go right here, right now. One day you can go find her again. But to be my champion is to walk beyond death." And this cat leans up and puts his paws on Tablu's chest. And Tablu looks down and very much begins to cry. And as he weeps, his neck clears up and he grows these weird, it looks like if somebody was to like take a charcoal pen and make little cat ears above his head, they pop up. And he just cries for a second as he realizes that he can no longer say the name of his own deity. Damn. And with that, The Grimspur smiles and says, well, that's one. She can never be spoken again. He was the last one. And he looks down at his arm, and you can see this giant welt pop, and it clears away the name that was the Mountain Mother off of his arm. Anyway, have at it. And he like looks up, and then he literally goes to throw another spear at Criskel. But this is when you all would fight back. We will get back to you in a moment. I would like to talk about the actual Baelor flooding into where his sister is with a bajillion rats. And also Mother Nature, you realizing that there are now two. So what are you doing?
Baelor and the Underfather had this, so I just find it pleasurable that they're gonna flood the Blood Rose Garden with rats. And I think I'm going to go back to the Mountain of All.
Are you going to let anybody know?
You know what? I'll send a bird. I'm gonna send a bird to Baelor to tell him, and it's gonna be the most beautiful, colorfulest bird in the world.
No problem. I got it.
This is my son,
Okay.
my favorite son.
Yeah, it is.
But I am going back to the Mountain of All because who dares impersonate Brother Nature? Beautiful.
Baelor, please describe your entrance amongst the Underfather's wave. These are not rats. These are Skeda.
Okay.
This is a million strong legion of rats, of these rat men that come in all the sizes, from pixie to giant to gnashing of teeth to three-headed Cerberus to just them holding each other by their tails and swinging them. This is the most calamitous desecration of this place you can imagine, as they eat roses to get to this thing faster. But all they know is if they could hurt Ikaru enough, they will make up for their folly and their failure across the sea. And they are now showing off for a god of war.
Yeah, no, Baelor would be ecstatic, just like through the roof. Just this horde of Skeda like running under his name to kill the Ikaru. It would feel like the most amazing hunt, right? Just to see them all go through the portal, to know that you're coming in like right in the middle of them. And I feel like he would just feel this surge of like power, right? Like, this is what a hunt is. And, he's probably, he's going to let them clear out everything. He's even willing to give them the first attack. Like, that is how thrilled he is. And he wants to like come in, and what I'm thinking is, I don't know, maybe like leap off of him or something and like land a massive attack on Ikaru. He's feeling
So
the thrill of the hunt.
I am going to allow Morgan to make a decision right now that is going to affect everybody.
Oh my God.
And I want you to understand that all of you have known me long enough, even I would say Prodigy here has known me long enough to understand the weight of this decision. I am going to roll to hit Ikaru for the Underfather. I want to know if my rolls of crits count. But if my roll for crits count for the Underfather and my NPCs, they also count for Ikaru for this little mini series we have. So what I'm asking Morgan to do is decide whether or not I am allowed as the DM to crit during our mini series.
Ooh,
It'll apply to all my NPCs and to Ikaru.
We're all
Right.
gonna die. But
and
on that vein, all the other NPCs that are on our side can also crit.
correct.
For those watching, there's an incredible amount of nat 20s I roll. That when Daggerheart came out and said, "Hey, you don't have to crit as a DM," I was like, "What a great rule!" Because man, fudging the dice was so often for me.
Okay, I'm just gonna say no.
Okay. All right, here we go. The Underfather rolls a 28 to hit for his first wave. And you watch as the Sketa run in and slam into this thing, and it starts to writhe and move free. And you can hear its quills as it is moving, but it is heavy. There's something holding it down, holding it in place. A ebb and flow, something that is half alive and half dead still, as it is beginning to be pulled from existence in Ikaru's chest cavity. You can't see it yet until, as these rats pierce it open, you can see the twisted visage of what your sister, the Blood Rose, would look like when she went to her followers. But it is almost as if she's twisted up in this millipede long rib cage, and you realize that your sister is being held here, and you need to strike firm and hard to get her out.
He is definitely going to strike. He's also going to send a rat back to let everyone else know what happened.
So as you are getting ready to do that, a bird lands on your shoulder. It is all the birds at once as they land in a million forms and colors of the most beautiful kingfisher that could ever be, his favorite of the mother, as his head, and he makes his little hair comes up and he goes, "Excuse me, I'm very glad to be here today. I did not think I would get to come and see you, Baylor. I have many words for you. One, there are thousands of rats below you. Did you know this? Rats are kind of icky. If you had called upon me, I could have brought all the birds, all of them. Did you know that we have predators amongst us that can fall at the speed of sound? Sound, my friend. And you are... Oh, yes, I'm sorry. My point. My name is Vaymore. I do not know if you remember me, but I just had to let you know, because knowing me is kind of like knowing all the birds at once. I am their father after all. But I just wanted to let you know, Mother Nature is not with you right now. She is going home to talk to your doppelganger. And by talk, I mean probably erase him from this existence. He is doing a thing.
Doppelganger?
Yes. Yes, I'm sorry. I do not mean to be condescending or talk down to you. I would never do that. But let me explain. A doppelganger means that it is a...
Stop. Okay, yeah. She's going back. She's going to fight a doppelganger. Look, Blood Rose is here. Go back. Tell her. Go. Just go.
Tell her what?
Blood Rose is here. All right, with Ikaru. She's inside. Do you not see that her inside of his chest?
I don't like to look at ugly things, and that is very ugly.
Just go.
Not you. I'm talking about Ikaru. Breaking the fourth wall here. Thank you. Anyway, he looks around and goes, "Would you like me to leave some birds to help?"
Yes, that would be lovely.
Fantastic, my friends. And there is a large, it looks like It looks like the most beautiful, like, but it is buff. Like this huge built out pelican just swoops in and hits your shoulder, and and her voice is like almost deep, and it is holding this whole thing in its mouth. It lets go of a ton of these fish, and it just says, "My name is Rose. What are we doing?" And Vaymore flutters away.
Of any character to ever break the fourth wall, I'm so glad it was Vaymore. It's very on brand.
I would like to note this is the mother being useful and petty at the same time.
Vaymore's the best. I don't want to echo what anybody says.
Okay. I would have very specific instructions for the bird. I'm gonna touch the bird and tell him to her.
Sorry. I am Rose, the greatest warrior of all birds.
Okay, great. We're on the same page. Greatest warrior. Good. I'm going,
Yes.
Since you are the greatest warrior, I'm going to grant you my green fire. Make a large ring around this area. We need to trap him.
It, like, before you can say anything, it darts off and it drops this wall of green fire around Ikaru and then slams into it head first and takes out one of his eyes and keeps going.
You see his chest puff out a little bit. You know, like, he's a great warrior after all. Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay.
Rose is a mix between like a pelican and what do you call the birds, stork? And you would know it as the bird that has killed the second most fish in its lifetime.
Oh.
With Vaymore being the first, as him being the first kingfisher. Anyway.
Yeah, okay, so in that case, they're still going to yell, like, yeah, Rose! And then, we're gonna charge in. I think he's gonna like jump off, like one of the skeda and like come down really hard because we've got to pry our sister off of his chest, like out of his chest.
So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm going to give you an attack. You have advantage on your attack because the skeda are helping. So is Rose. And you decide whether or not your sister lives.
Yeah, sure. I mean, that's
All you got to do is hit.
swell.
I'm cheering on. I'm cheering you on.
Even with advantage, that is bad.
Hey, Morgan, we have that lovely shared worship experience. Remember? It's called In Love and War. We share it.
Yeah. But what does that actually do, though?
You add it
So,
to your...
like, you add it to the total, and I put extra points into that one.
Yeah, I'm gonna need you to put some serious extra points into that one.
Absolutely, I will work on that personally.
Okay.
But for now, you can add that on to increase the total.
Yeah, but that's only like a +2, right?
How much?
You can use as many hope as you want to add as many of your things to it.
Actually, I think this is my first roll of the game.
Uh-huh.
So I'm, at the starting 2 hope that we start with.
I will give you more personally.
Hmm.
I will will it into existence. Way, you have to give her more hope after this. I will donate mine. I do not care.
I'll spend a fear to make her re-roll it. What'd you roll?
Before everything,
Whatever.
a 13 on fear.
Okay. So that means you're going to end up with I think the highest you can get is like a 19.
Essentially.
Okay.
Well, 13, 14.
So how do you attack? What's the cleave look like?
Well, I've got like the ricocheting action. So in my head, right, I jumped off a skeda, right, and we're gonna like come down, just straight down, like right into its chest. Just I can see little anime lines and everything. Just that clean.
And then the middle of it pops open like a chest burster, and Althana just rolls out in what, grease? what is the inside of Ikaru look like even?
That's
Just ink.
pretty much what I was going with, is that it's icky and
Yeah, just ink and grease. I can see that. You fall into what is a circle of rat men in your garden. And all of it kind of hits you at once. You breathe in. You realize there is a taste to the air that you don't recognize. This is your garden. And you realize it was the taste from the last place you were in. Because when you were fighting, when you were inside Ikaru, breaking that wall and losing yourself in the void, there's an echo of this, of what was happening beforehand. You had went to visit your sister, and you found Ikaru in the middle of a carnival of carnage. And he said, I already killed one of you. I have one of you. Zalvarez is lost to time for the moment. And as you roll out, you realize that Ikaru grows stronger through this cut. You leave, and part of Ikaru's face becomes this silver-hardened mask of your sister with this big cut straight through it. And you realize that all of its body starts to shift and harden into darkness. And it kind of lets out this long sigh of gas and dust, and it casts the darkness spell 1,000 times over from each of its like coils. And you can no longer feel Valara anymore. Anywhere. As the last of her prayers and worshippers slowly fall insane or quiet enough that they cannot be found anymore. And her name is not lost, but it is so faint and such a small, thin line that if it was to be measured, there would not be a beat or a rhapsody or a melody there to find. All of you together feel this at once. All the gods. Atmos stands up at his table and begins to cry. A little bit. Ramses looks up and asks what's going on. And Atmos says, I think it is time for us to join my family and figure something out. And he turns and the sun opens and he walks into it with Ramses. The Baelor, you could feel it as well. There's a loss to you all, an emptiness as this goddess is snuffed out. Even though she was the estranged black sheep of our family, she is nonetheless part of the family. But your strike not being true was big and was hard enough that it did open the middle of him and allow our blood rose to come pouring out. Your attack was on fear, which means Ikaru will now strike back. He rears up and he looks down, and after a couple slams into these large pile of rats, and you watch as hundreds and maybe thousands of them begin to disintegrate, you realize that he is speaking to each one as they're supposed to die. Somehow, in some way, there is a bend and shift in time where each single Sketa is being spoken to before he can die by Ikaru. And every single one stands his ground. These are creatures that will not bend to him. For the only thing they want is the glory of the Underfather. These are the things that were able to stand against the tree in Drevo. These are the last of the Sketa. Although numerous, and God knows nobody wants to ever count them, just a drop in the bucket of what they used to be. And they stand in waves, dying for you all. Unmoving, unflinching, screaming your names. Because they are warriors true. And when he realizes he cannot bend them to his will, he looks straight onto Baelor, makes eye contact, and he will launch himself at you. And I'll roll to hit. And you made a very good decision because I rolled a nat 20 on my first attack with Ikaru. Do you have a way to make me so I don't hit you? I just need to know that before I go through this. I don't know. I've never looked at characters that are the level you all are. So do you have a way to say, like, I don't take this attack?
That is a very good question.
And if you do you use it at this moment?
I am not going to go. I'm not going to hold up the game. So for the moment, I'm just going to say no, and then we'll figure it out next time.
What I'm going to do
Okay.
is, as Ikaru slams into you, you are not behind the scenes like normal, but you are lost in this void with him. You're sitting on a throne that befits you. Whatever that would be in your mind, it is fitting your godlyhood. A throne befitting your deity and all of its glory. You can feel it. Feels good. There's billions of hunters in front of you. Every star, every void, you can see worlds below your feet. Every little light that shines is a hunter that is now on the hunt and doing something great. Not just felling simple prey or finding simple things. These are things that are fallen beasts of legend and lore and myth. These are people going to war under the name of Baelor in such grandeur that the stars write their names be after yours. Ikaru stands before you smaller than you, but in his own form. As he walks forward, you can hear the, like, as he has hooves, like a tiefling would. And he looks up at you. He has long, folded back hair that are all of his quills that roll down his back. And his smile is there. And he bows a little bit and greets you as God Lord Baelor. And asks, is there more than this that you wish for?
What would you know of what a god wishes for?
I've killed so many of you. This is not even the first star I've been to. Your little planet that circles two interchangeable balls of dust that glow in the sky, and one of you thinks that he controls it somehow. What a delusion. But look before you. You stand above that right now. You see every single one of these things is a system of stars. More uncountable names and things that can exist. In fact, may I bend your mind to the thought of what this is? As you look down amongst all of this, you can see a system of millions of different interacting things, a multiverse, if you will. My father, far off into another place, currently planting trees himself. I have given you a moment to look into a void that is endless. And might I say, we could plant your name amongst all of them. All you have to do is wish and ask. Or tell me, what desire could you have? You're right, I don't know. I am trying to give you. So what is it? What desire could a god have that the boundless could not open up for them? And with that, the rumble of millions of howls from every different system of stars, you hear them all roar your name like an endless crowd cheering for you. You can feel it run through the vines and the systems in your veins, and it shakes the very fabric of the reality you're in. Baylor, as it shakes.
Other stars exist. It's gonna be really excited about that. He's gonna thank you for that insight, for that little piece of knowledge. What makes you think that there's something I want from you that I could not get for myself? I do not need you. You are interfering with me. There are millions of stars. Go find something else. There is nothing that you could give me that I could not obtain myself.
He smiles, the smile he always does. And he watches you, seeing if you're going to make a move to strike. But he just says, your family holds you back. Denounce them. And join the Boundless with me. Forever hunting. Don't you see that's what we are?
You call this hunting? You whisper little words to people, and then they decide to kill themselves. You are a false hunter. This is not hunting.
I snuff out entire worlds. I take trophies from everything. Every quill is the act.
That's all hunting is. Trophies. Stupid little quills.
It shakes.
If you knew what it was to truly embody the hunt, then we wouldn't be having this conversation. You wouldn't think such small things of the gods that you are trying to kill. You don't hunt. You show up, you whisper pretty little words or whatever it is that you do. And then other things, those beings kill each other. And then you call it a hunt. That is not a hunt. You bring nothing but death. And not even an honorable one. Not even a clean death. Pointless. And that is the worst kind of hunt. One with no purpose. Just because. I have no interest in whatever your promises are. You and I are not the same.
What a waste.
I agree.
And you drop back into the world and slam against the ground next to the blood rose. Ikru is now moving around Skeda are becoming much thinner. You may remove 2 of your hope permanently.
Okay.
Mother Nature, you are entering a room that is currently in chaos. But Baylor, I would say, what is your first move against Grimspur? Not Baylor, Drakthar. What is your first move against Grimspur?
I was like, wait.
Sorry. I forgot. I meant the false Baylor is there. Blah 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 blah. Excuse me, everybody. Names.
I think Drakthar laughs as his face bleeds, and there is truly, as you call this, hopeless, but Drakthar's secret, the thing that he has always coveted more, is that Drakthar is nothing more than a deity that wishes to be a man. And to feel blood in this moment, the fact that someone can challenge him, he is alive. There is genuine elation that comes from him as he, I think, chortles and just, you would hunt me? Excellent. Fine then. Let's see if the tool can be the hunter. And he will raise his head and open his maw and roar as he shifts his aura, knowing that magic doesn't work on him. He doesn't need magic to work on this man. But as he roars, there is a strength that fills everyone else here. Thematically, everyone here gets a +1 to their strength, all of his allies. There is, I think, a grin, and then Drakthar steps into the center of the room.
Okay.
And though in dragon form, spreads his wings. Come then, let me live.
This orc turns and puts his hand out and says, "You find no fear in this moment, God."
What do I have to be afraid of? You're giving me what I want.
Then, if that is the case, allow this to just be a duel. I will hurt no one else here. This is as Mother Nature walks in, she hears this orc say to you, "I will hurt none other here, and I will leave afterwards if you fall. I will not aim for anybody else during our duel. I will just fight you."
It's fine. This plan's already in action. I have my chosen, as he thinks of the blindfolded dragonborn that he blessed earlier on. You're already too late for me, but fine. Let's make this a duel. And I think it's like the Henry Cavill, like reloading his biceps, but it's the rip gauge of the dragon rips open as this orc steps out of it, and Drakthar exits his dragon form, and he swings his arm down as a hammer appears in it, swings his other arm down as a shield appears on it, bangs his chest, and walks towards this Grimspur.
Yes, fight me in my own form. That's fine. And he drops Ikaru's spines to the ground and says dirty things and walks forward to you with his fists up by himself.
I think this is just Drakthar is happy. This is he's gonna just full on swing at him. I think he's just gonna hammer swing.
You are the god. You go first. And he just puts both of his fists up. And as he does, you can see the veins like ripple out of him. Like this is the orc.
That's a 14 with.
I'll tell you right now, this orc has far less HP than you're thinking. But I am going to race you to the end there.
That's fine. This is a 14 with fear, but I'll spend one of his prayer dice to make it an 18, and then spend another one of his prayer dice to put it all the way up to a 21.
You hit him.
Hit him?
Yep.
Sick. I will spend a hope for this hammer's effect. Which is concussive. On a successful attack, you can spend a hope to knock the target back into far range. I'm kicking him out of the throne room, and I'm following him out there. Okay. I will absolutely go with him here.
He slams through the door, and now you both are out, falling amongst the shrine of all. So both of you are in the air, falling, and as you do that, you see him look at you and say, I can't fly, but I swear I'll ride you to the ground here. And he like goes to grab you as you go. And if you weren't to follow him, he would have used a grapple to try and bring you with him either way.
Oh, Drakthar absolutely goes with him. I don't need my wings to follow you.
So you both will just fight falling from the mountaintop.
Oh yeah, we're just gonna punch each other through the air. That's 41 damage from this hammer, and I'm falling with him. This is fine.
Okay. I'll tell you that's 2 HP.
Sick.
Okay. He has Relentless too, so I'll swing twice back.
Sick.
First one's a 22 to hit, and the second one is a 20.
Those are both gonna hit.
Yep. Okay. I will mark a stress to add his experience to the damage called avalanche in an attack.
Gotcha.
I will mark 2 fear, bringing me down to 4 fear.
Gotcha.
To say to use his passive, his action called I'll have it all, and I will make my attack rolls.
Sick.
Okay. So these. The first attack is 36 physical damage because he only does physical.
Gotcha.
If that does that do 2 HP to you?
I'll spend an armor slot, so it does not. And then I'll, because of my unyielding armor, let me roll here. If any of these are 6, it does not spend the armor slot.
Cool. And then
that does do 1 HP. Because it marked 1 HP, I get to clear a stress.
Yep. The second one is a little bit better at a 44.
44. I will once again mark an armor slot. We'll test our unyielding armor. I do have to spend the armor slot this time, but it only does 1 again.
Okay. but you have to spend an armor slot,
I do have to spend an armor slot.
which will spotlight him again, allowing me to spend twice more.
Sick.
That is a. Do I hit you on a 17? The other one's a 20. So
Yes, yes, and yes.
okay. I don't have everything else to spend, so it'll be a little bit less this time. This one will be a 28.
Mhm.
And a 32.
I'm not even going to mark armor slots for those. Both of those do 1 HP to me.
Okay. And he just, I'm going to say the last one is him. He swings 3 times and then grabs you and looks you in the face and smiles and says, "They're going to remember me." And he's just going to slam his head into your jaw, knowing that he's not going to live through the next attack.
Does he look like he's gonna like fall? Like, is he like look bloody?
He has no way to stop himself from hitting the ground below, and he's going to die when he does. Like, he fully understands that this is him dying, but he is like, I'm fighting a god on the way down. I've already killed one. Because this is the essence of what a more like in this orc's mind, this is the epitome of what he could have gotten. Ikaru tried to give him gifts. He basically took them and you watched him cast them off to fight you. Like, this is amongst orcs, he will always be considered a badass. This is a moment for him, and he knows that his voice, his name will be rippled throughout orcs forever now.
I think while falling, Drakthar, before he swings his next attack, puts a hand on his face, and it is so gentle. "Son, tell me your full name so that it may be remembered properly."
He smiles and says, "My father didn't give me a name. I was just the Grimspur. I took his last name. That's all it ever was. But I am the only one to step beyond what that is. I am the breaker of chains. Grimspur is my name. My son, Bogrim, is the one to plant the seed that brought the Boundless to this world for me to fight."
I think Drakthar will nod, and as he moves his hand, a handprint in his blood is there. And Drakthar smiles. "Your name is Draken Grimspur. Part of my name for the part of me that you took, and it will be remembered. It was a method, a strategy, a brilliant plan." And he will raise the hammer and go to strike at the cheek that he just put his hand on.
Yeah. He just leans back in the sunlight, and as he leans back, he goes, "Atmos is the one I wanted to kill, though." And he's just gonna fall.
Oh, that's a 24 on fear here.
Yeah, you hit him.
Yeah.
You're gonna do 3 HP to him, and he can't take that.
Even though I'll probably deal enough damage, I'm gonna spend one of my worship here to add a experience here to the damage, which is the Gentle Father of the Hearth. And I hope that his death is quick and painless.
Well, there's something that happened.
Oh.
As he shatters and dies, there is a shimmer that you feel even in your blood as you take an orc form far often. And in the very essence of what an orc or a goblin or a hobgoblin or even some of the trolls and ogres are, anybody that shares this bloodline, this might is right mentality of this blood, they feel this ripple. Because this was the current closest mortal to being a deity on this plane of existence. Like Mr. Socks, who reached up and took on death. This is a mortal who not only killed a god, but denied the taking of it. Denied the gifts of a Boundless, but took them anyway and used them to fight. This was somebody who his bloodline wiped out a continent across the sea and made things flee. And as this ripple hits everything, there is a moment of silence across the world, like a wave washing over everything. And everyone that knows violence or feels that might is right or knows the passion of a kill or has ever found the beauty of death in the cycle of nature in this moment feels this thing and will mark 3 stress, which will be everybody here.
Gotcha.
I'll mark it on Ikaru's shoot as well, because Ikaru happened to be part of this tale that twisted this up. And for those who understand that there is another continent out there named Drevo that has a giant tree Boundless on it, I will mark 3 stress on that thing as well. As, I guess, Draken Grimspur falls. And you land on the ground, I'm guessing?
Yeah, just feet planted, just...
Mortals look on as Drakthar, the father of the Forge, falls from the sky and shatters an orc across the landscape. Right behind Mother Nature, Atmos and Ramses walk in. A little bit late, mind you. But Atmos comes in and goes, I'm here to help. I feel like this is needed. I can feel there's something going on down here. And he puts his arm around Mother Nature. His shoulders. Honey, what can I do?
She is this embodiment of lava. Like, she is angry.
You feel warm like the sun rays.
Not the time.
Oh, there's always time, honey.
And she looks towards Mr. Socks, the cat. And she says, there are very few things among our level that can exist in all of the places at all of the times. This thing is one of them. And I would like to know how you intend on catching it.
Mr. Socks kind of looks up. Well, I'm a great hunter.
The best.
Ooh, don't let your brother hear. Oh, I'm sorry. Our brother.
Cats, bats, and rats, dear.
turns his head a little bit, looks inquisitive. And then Atmos chimes in, honey, you look a little stressed.
No one is talking to you, darling.
But they should be. They should. I brought this little human back. This guy over here. He points to Ramses.
I'm gonna.
Ramses is like, look. Ramses is looking up at everybody and then looks over at Tableau and goes, "My friend, you've changed." And Tableau looks down at him and goes, "I feel like this could have been avoided if you had kept your mouth shut long enough for us to actually talk." And Ramses looks back up and goes, "I can get you a saucer of milk." But Mr. Socks ignores all of this. He kind of like walks forward a little bit into the room. He makes his way up to the chair that the girl is standing at. And he kind of like wanders around her a bit. And he says, well, obviously we'd have to use one as bait. We would just use one of us as bait. I'll be bait. It's fine. I can be bait. After all, I'm death. Which deity would he want the most? Me or you? Once he gets one of us, the rest of the dominoes kind of fall in place. But we counterbalance the world the most. Not that we're strongest or the strongest at all. It's just without one of us here, the world's balance fizzles out very fast. Quickly. I'd imagine he's tearing through all of these spaces trying to kill your worshippers off as quick as possible. And it's, him not allowing me to cull anybody is already tipping me off. One of us has to go. He knows that. So I can be bait. Lay in the sun one last time and wait. When he gets there, we just snare the trap and the ritual goes off, and hopefully we all don't remember even but a moment before we're back.
A trap. And I kind of smile a little. Well, while you might be an excellent hunter, naturally, and like the lava seems to solidify, and little mouths at the end of stalks grow off of her as the Venus flytraps snap their mouths. I feel like that just comes so naturally to me.
Yeah. Yeah, nature's creepy. I know.
That's high praise coming from Death.
I don't know. Draktar's allowed to climb back up.
Yeah.
And just hand over at this. As long as it's not Baylor. Baylor doesn't like traps.
There you go. And with that moment, I feel like we go back to Baylor laying this thing, laying next to Althana. Would you all like to have a moment before Ikaru continues?
Side note, right? Not cool. I was not in a place to defend my honor over there about the no traps thing.
You said it a million times. He's just Draktar thinks this is what you want. He's never he just hypes you up. He just false pretender, you're not my brother.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm not doing last words here. You know, laying next to um, Althea, just feel like that's not his thing.
She is so sticky. It is just. She's changed form since the last time. She is definitely in her like true goddess form. But, her siblings would know her as. She'd be laying down, just touching and. Thanks. He sucks, doesn't he?
He would like do a little bit of a growl, just kind of a yeah. I feel like he would reach over and like it's like pat you on the shoulder or something, just kind of a.
Well, we can add it to the tally after we make it out of here. That I now owe you one. It's fine. But I'm more willing to reconsider this proposal now. He's tough. We're tougher.
Hmm. We'll talk about this later.
Got it, bro.
So many screams as another wave of rats, Sketa, shatter against Ikaru as this onslaught of wave after wave of Sketa that seem endless in one moment. Now you can kind of see the end of them in the vastness of you. You understand that the Underfather himself is beginning to wane. He's not able to make Sketa fast enough to keep this thing back. And then it stops all of a sudden. Thousands of little pokers and spears and glaives rush through it. You can almost see like the ichor and the ink from inside of it begin to leak out as it just stops moving altogether. Its head shifts as it comes back together. All of these little shakers of quills on its back. And you hear a sadness. He's fallen. Oh. He misused gifts. Oh, I can feel there's no more soil for my tree. Poor thing. It cries. I hate that crying sound. It reminds me of being mortal. And kind of shifts. And the whole thing. And it looks at you both and says, two of you are down. I will come back for the others after I have breathed a bit.
He said he hates crying.
And he is going to almost like he rears up and rushes for you. But as he does, it's like he falls through what you could best describe as a portal, but it's like if it's almost like if time and reality kind of bent together, and it just, and you haven't, again, you'd have to go hunting for him to find him again. and the Underfather looks ragged. This is somebody who was excited to be here. Now is bleeding, missing an eye, his tail's fucked up, his bottom jaw is like hanging and he like grabs it and like shoves it back in place. There are rats holding his jaw in place for him while he talks to you. And he's just, I did it though. I hit him as many times as I could. We bit him. We bit Ikaru. I drew his ink and I spat it back out. I did it. We did it. We did it. Did what I could. And he just passes out.
Baylor would definitely pick him up. Like, this is a moment, like this, the Underfather truly was, or still is, hopefully we live through all this,
He's
is a
alive.
god amongst gods. So Baylor would definitely, pick him up and like hold them close to.
One of the Skeda on his back is still talking for him a little bit. And he's like, and it says, They say we are cowards, but none of us ran. We pushed forward.
I see no cowards in my garden. I only see warriors.
He it's like knighting him. You know what I mean? Like he just stands tall. This little like 2-foot rat man.
Yeah. I feel like Baylor would want, like, I don't know, I feel like he'd give him like the little mark of green fire, just a little check.
Rose lands on your shoulder abruptly. This big shocking bird. She just, as she lands, should I get Vaymar?
No, we don't need Vaymar. We need to tell everyone. We need to report this back.
Do you
So-
all good?
Yeah, we do. Did you just hear him say that he was mortal?
I did, but did you also hear? I guess you didn't hear that he's not from our universe. That he's done this to several universes. How the hell was he originally mortal? Just got more questions.
No answers. This sucks. We have to go back.
Agreed.
I think that everybody, including the Pale Father, arrives in the Temple of All together all at once. You are currently walking in while Mother Nature is questioning Mr. Socks. The Pale Father approaches behind Ramses and puts his hand on Ramses' shoulder. And they have a quiet moment back and forth in telepathy while you all speak. But Mother Nature, you are in the middle of talking to Mr. Socks. How would you like to continue that talk?
She kind of, I'm gonna gesture towards she does actively have like this face of she's trying to decide what to say and how to say it very nicely. Very politely. She gestures. I think it might be more beneficial to the spell if you're around to help your and she smiles, your kitten, I can do both bait and trap.
Okay. I don't mind adding my own blood to the ritual. That's fine. I can stay here and guide. But I feel maybe having known his strength, maybe we'd want to back up in case you were not strong enough.
I have an idea. And I don't think many are going to initially like it. I feel that at the moment we are very quickly becoming outnumbered. So, what if we were to go along with the plan? And she gestures towards the vase from the mountain mother. Until enough strength is built up to do the other one. And she gestures towards Ramsey with the Pelf Scholar. But we do need a cage to hold it in place until then.
There's a coughing as Baylor walks in holding the Underfather in his hands. And the Underfather coughs and spits up a rat. As he has no blood, he is just rats. And he says, I can be sacrificed as well. I will stand before it again and again until it is gone.
You have sacrificed more than enough. And Baylor's going to
all of us, all of the rats, all the Sketa will fall if it means that all of you survive. And you hear 1,000 rats in the background.
Hold that thought for a moment. As you know, Mother Nature and I set out to find and track Icaru to gather more information. And even though it did not turn out the way I had hoped it would, gather more information we did. It's gonna he had captured our sister. He's not from our place of existence. I saw the void and his endless worlds. That our universe isn't the first place, isn't the first time he's done this. We are just one of many.
If we need a cage, I can build one.
If I may, Atmos kind of just, he's still arm around Mother Nature. The talk about her not being strong. First of all, we all know Mother Nature is strong enough to do what she needs to do, especially as somebody that's going to lay a trap. Whew. Scary as scary was, and nature's been a trap it all along. Let's be real. But my point, if you would, some of this might be a little bit my fault. So maybe I'll be the second, and we can't deny the power of the sun. If anything, I can blind him long enough to make him stay in place.
You don't have to
Except on
convince
a
any of us.
I don't have to what?
Convince any of us. You're welcome.
Right.
Put yourself on the front line. I think you're very important, Atmos.
You have to convince me because on a cloudy day, rainy day, and at night, you don't see the sun.
Dear
You do see it at night, dear. It's why all the stars twinkle for you. Anyway, now that my youngest daughter is done talking, how about
We're still not over the fact that this is your fault.
Whew, man, fault. It's weird to call something the fault when I don't know what I did.
That's
But
so
anyway.
weird. Isn't that so weird?
My point is that we need if we need somebody else to be there, I will happily stand by the mother here.
Yeah, you do that.
Yeah, captain going down the ship and all.
I have no arguments. If there are more that would like to go, I cannot stop you, and Drakthar will look over to where the cast aside spear was, and he'll kind of look at it. I could use that. He's just like there's like a glimmer, like a small spark of ingenuity.
Wait, is that the spear with like a porcupine quill on it?
It moves slightly like a cattail.
Right. Why?
Each quill separately moves like a cattail.
Right. Why are we using that? Surely. And I don't understand how someone gets into this universe.
Well, when I was working on the purse, I imagined that it's something similar to just being able to fold in the vast expanse of multiple realities and kind of pick and choose each one as you slip through, like a collection of bubbles. And instead of popping the bubbles, you simply move from one to the other.
So
Baymore lands on the table next to the cat. When I came over, I used a ship.
The rats chew their way through everything.
I had a boat, and I was riding on the boat. The boat was actually a yellow dragon, but that was a long time ago. And he disappeared on me, so then I had to fly. It was a long way.
you got here some way. You didn't just appear.
No. There are guidelines. I think the fairy tale says a third star to the right and straight on till morning, yeah?
So, like, yeah, it's important to figure out how he got here, but also it's important for the fact that we learned that he used to be mortal. The Boundless used to be mortal. Isn't that weird?
Ew.
No.
It was right.
He did say that.
Any more shudders? Ooh.
I do not find it weird or confusing. Just moments ago, I killed one of my children who'd almost ascended.
Vaymore says that's so rare though, then turns and looks at the cat. Who the fuck are you? Please, y'all continue. I'm sorry.
Right. Okay. But if he was once mortal, he said something about his father. So if he was once mortal, did he make a wish to become whatever he is, and then can we push him back out the way he came?
Or he clawed his own way up.
I only know that a million.
Ramsey's gonna interrupt. That's okay.
Yeah.
Ramsey's gonna look over. Is gonna just say, "Who cares?" I understand that everybody's sitting here trying to decide if he's mortal or where he came from or how he got here or whatever. The problem is he's here, and the problem is that across the ocean nobody's there. Can we just kill him now, please? He hurt you. He gestures towards Althena. Possibly one of the most beautiful things I've ever beheld. He hurt all of you. He made you kill your own kin or something. Baylor, whatever you said. I'm so sorry. It's been a day. He made me have to hang out with this guy for a while. He points to Atmos, and
Look,
he just says,
human, whatever the fuck you are, be quiet. Have you actually ever done any damage to this Icarer? Yes. Have you struck him? Have you seen what the inside of him looks like? Because I can tell you that I pulled out Rose, or Althena, from the inside of him. Do not talk to me about whatever plan or idea that we're wasting time. Tell me you have landed a hit on him, on this thing. That is worth my time. Other than that, mortal, silence is
so what
preferred.
I'm hearing is you haven't landed a hit either.
I have landed. Did you not hear? Why am I arguing with a mortal?
Now, Baylor, your anger comes from a very justified place. I'm still owe you, Ramses. Well, flattery normally gets you places, and I can understand the Atmos diss. As someone who has landed a hit, I still ended up where I was.
Exactly.
I will contribute my power to locking everyone away. We can't beat him. We can think.
He looks up to Blue. I'm sorry, please finish.
We think of the followers and our children, ones who I have had to witness to die in front of me, impersonating me at his hands. And I will not be part of this putting all of my power in one place when I need to protect the last of what I have.
He nods.
My followers and my family.
He looks over to Blue and goes, "My friend, you have the votes. Do you want me to perform the ritual for you?" And Blue stands up and looks down, and his neck's still a little bit scarred from before. He says, "I would really like your help, Ramses. You've been my brother." And he says, "Friend." And they kind of gesture back and forth a little bit to each other as a joke. And he says, and they both nod to each other. And and then he looks over to Atmos, who is like walking towards them and kind of ignores them almost to like sit down and become human size or elven size as he sits in front of Kreskel and Kreskel's daughter. So like I was saying, Atmos walks over, becomes his human form, and sits down in front of Kreskel and his daughter, who has not been named yet. And he looks over and says, "Oh, my friends, I have not spoken to you in this level in a long time. I truly, truly missed you. I hope that my gifts have been plentiful, and that your children have used them well. I know that up here you get more sun than anybody else, but I do hope that it has done nothing but keep you warm. Your prayers have been heard, and I know that you've heard many things here about what's going on, and I want you to know that I would never have wanted any of you to be hurt. But it does seem like some of this is my fault, and I must come clean of that as a god, especially to my mortals, who I don't lie to." During this time, there's a moment where Ramses goes, "Ugh," and like sighs and says, "If I may, and I believe No, actually, I won't. And he gestures to the Pale Father and goes, Zalvarez, maybe you should. They'll listen to you. And Zalvarez kind of opens his book and shows you all a page. And you can see that the book, the ink becomes things, and Ikaru's on both pages. And on one page, it is the ritual being done and people fighting Ikaru in this area. And on this page, it is the mother and Atmos fighting Ikaru here. In this, wherever that, on that page. And Zalvarez says, I would imagine if he can be everywhere and anywhere at once, we'll have to we will have to fight him in both spots at once. One to protect the ritual goers, the casters, and the other to actually catch his form and lock him away with the rest of us. Or, as the Blooming Mother has said, to enact that large punch that we need in power. Somebody will have to protect Ramses into blue as the ritual is cast. Also, each of you will need to find a herald of your own if you want to be remembered.
I feel like if we were to trap it, starve it for a couple 100 years, maybe it would be a little bit easier to tear it out by the roots.
Mr. Socks. Can we hold it for that long?
Well, it's worth a shot.
Even when I catch really, really weak mice, they wiggle enough that they get away sometimes.
Simply a chance we'll have to take then.
Could you build something?
I could try, and try I will. There is no such thing as a perfect trap.
Ugh.
But then our heralds will have
Can
to
we-
promise.
Not call it a trap.
There's no
I'll go look
perfect
at
way
Baylor.
to corner a beast.
The wording is what we're getting hung up on. Baylor. Drakthar, what do you think we should call it? Oh,
Seal.
creative.
We'll call it a seal.
Nature
There's no
inhales
perfect
deeply,
seal.
and she speaks very loudly. I would like to agree with the mortal. We are wasting time on words and phrasing
Ramsey.
and arguments.
Ramses points.
There is no honor in trapping something.
There's no honor in a pointless death.
The daughter will speak up. So it'll be called an operation. Anyway.
I
Now that-
like you.
Now that Operation Kill Birds or whatever has been named, let's go ahead and figure out what we're doing next. No reason to desecrate the Temple of All with all of our thoughts and sillinesses.
Laughter.
In fact, if y'all weren't here, I'd be outside right now, wandering. But we're here instead. So, sorry. Heralds, yes, you were saying, Althena.
Well, just that, obviously, Drakthar is going to make a great seal is going, albeit for as long as it can hold. That means that our heralds are going to have to try and bring us back someday so we can fight weaker thing. Weaker form, weakness. You know?
To Blue just nods. I'll bring you back. Whether you have a herald or not, I'll bring all of you back. Even the ones that you all think are forgotten. They will be back.
So we're building a seal, right? Well, Porridge Father is building a seal. And we're going to place Ikaru in said seal. Why are we also sacrificing our power in general? Like, the seal should seal, right? Like, that's what you do.
The ritual doesn't work without magic being expelled from this place. Once we lock magic out, none of you all will be gods anymore. But if you were to become mortal here and die, I wouldn't be able to bring you back. The only one I can say for sure that will be snuffed out is Mirabella. I have no recourse for her. I'll find a way to bring her back, but she will die in the interval. This was written through tears of the Mountain Mother, by the way. But like I said, I will bring you all back.
You'll have to forgive me if I don't. He's going to look at Ramses. 100% trust mortals.
Most of us don't 100% trust y'all either.
Well, good. Then we agree on something.
Ramsey just kind of gestures. But if you want to bet on something, it's going to be me. So here we are.
Nature kind of like gestures at Ramses. I think you need some time to refine whatever this is. And she's like gesturing around him. And she says, and I do think both plans are needed. I don't think it was ever a one or the other.
Yeah.
So you're for this. Just Mother Nature. You're for both of these plans. And you, Althena, after having been ripped out of its chest, you're for this as well.
Oh no, I hate this entire situation. I am just less inclined to die with and all of my followers, all of my believers, all of the love in the world to just vanish. Unfortunately, part of love is sacrifice. And this is what I've had to come to accept after being face to face. And I hope, Baylor, you can understand that. It is not something that I would choose, but of the options that are left. It is not a plan I am for, but I am against leaving the world in this way. And this is an incredible evil. One that you and I have now faced. And it is something we have to accept. This is the plan that I choose to go with at this time. With the hope and to the idea we will come back. Our sister's dead. Valora, who I hated, is dead. The world is not better now that she is not here. We have to do something.
We are, to Blue speaks up. We are very high up. I will need somebody to bring me down to the ground where the sea level is. I need the clay and the very dirt of Sal'Terra itself. A large underground cavern even. I need something very close to the heart of Sal'Terra to cast the spell or the ritual. And Kreskel, if you would, your people are very powerful. Maybe if they would come and chant with me, we could keep them safe. And Kreskel would nod and look up to Atmos and say, "You can get us down to below, yes?" And Atmos kind of looks around and goes, "Yeah, of course, I can. All your people? Yes, of course. We can all meet at your manor. We could seal some of us off there." Agreed. Drekthar, how long do you need to build the seals?
See, Drekthar tilts his head for a moment. I'm working my best. I think I could get it done in half an hour, maybe less.
Okay. Then may we all take a breath and set our plans in motion. Mr. Socks kind of looks around and goes, "Should somebody help that rat man?"
Althena will go. It'll be her turn. She knows Baylor has a lot to consider. She'll go prop him up.
I can't heal. Can somebody breathe some more life into him? Or them? He keeps coughing up more rats, is all I'm saying. And by the life of me, I want to chase them so bad.
Drekthar looks to Mother Nature.
Althena also looks to Mother Nature. I can give him blush on his cheeks to make him look more lively, but I can't actually do anything.
So I guess Baylor's gonna offer the Underfather to Mother Nature. Yeah.
She's just gonna look at everyone and say, "It's almost like all of y'all just forget that life and death happens in a cycle, and healing and renewal and birth." And she leans over, she like kisses the Underfather's forehead. And I will spend my 3 hope to use regeneration on him for 3 whole hit points.
As this happens, just hundreds of thousands of rats literally pouring and billowing up, and they all run out. Every shadow becomes rats and just falls out of itself and pours into this thing. And he gets up and he's like, yes, I'm back again. He's all his tail curls and spins, and he's like, "This gotta live." Did we do a good job?
You did an amazing job. Hunters for life.
As he goes, and as he does that, you just hear just millions of rats just screaming in the night.
May all Skeda have green fire forever.
Oh, no. Just me, not them.
Oh, okay.
All the Skeda? Nobody wants all the Skeda to have anything. That's a lot. Trillions. Little fire demons just screaming at your sides. No. We like the night. We don't need them to light it up. He looks down at them all. Like a father looking at children that he knows are bad kids. No, they don't need the fire. It's like giving an infant a lighter.
Drakthar will look to Elthana, Baelor, and the Blooming Mother. How are you feeling?
Like I wanted option C.
Like I'd love a day at the spa. But
I can help with that. I know the greatest mud pits.
oh, you're so sweet. She'll go back
He just
to
kind of
Drakthar.
laughs. Does his eyes stay exactly the same, but he's laughing. Just
She'll go to Drakthar. I'm a little stressed, but you know, who isn't? How are you?
Drakthar will put a hand on Elthana's shoulder. I will spend a couple tokens here from Restoration to remove 4 stress from Elthana. I'm fine. But we do have work to do.
as everybody is about to disperse for their own different work and their different things, there's a shudder that comes over Atmos, and he goes, Did one of the children that were almost anointed die? This is him realizing that Drakthar's kid died like really late. Just so you understand.
Yes.
Oh,
Hmm.
that stresses me out a little bit.
Unfortunate. Drakthar will nod to Baelor, the Blooming Mother, and Elthana. Since we're coming, I think we're coming close to the end of things here. I'll spend the rest of my prayer dice. Each of you will get 4 worship from Drakthar.
Oh,
Is that like hope?
Yeah,
let's hope.
it is hope.
With the idea that Mother Nature is going to be the one setting the trap, we need half an hour for Drakthar to create the seals. We have to have Atmos bring Ramses and Tableau and all of our champions to the ritual spot, which means all of you need to name a champion in the next 30 minutes. Here we go.
Yeah.
Something to think about for our next episode. And I will see you all next time.
So stressed.
Goodbye, everyone.